Hello everyone and welcome to this video on the Python programming language. So in this video I'm going to show you how to use the relative strength index or RSI and Python to determine if a stock is being overbought or oversold. Now currently I'm on Google's website. It's called codelab.research.google.com because it makes it easy to start programming in Python. So all you have to do is go to this website and log in using your Google account and get started writing your Python code. So to get started writing this Python code, you're going to want to click on File and then click on New Notebook, and then a new tab will open up for you, and within that tab a new cell will open up. Now in the cell, I'm going to put in some comments, a description about the program. So again, I'm going to be using the relative strength index, or RSI for short, and of course Python to determine if a stock is being overbought or oversold. All right. Now, let's go ahead and create a new cell by clicking this code button here in the top left. And before I write any more code, let's talk a little bit about RSI. So if a stock is oversold, then this indicates a good time to buy the stock. And if a stock is overbought, then this indicates a good time to sell the stock. Now, a common time period to use for RSI is 14 days. And the RSI returns values on a scale from 0 to 100 with high and low level values marked at 70 and 30, 80 and 20, and 90 and 10. The higher the high level and the lower the low level indicates a stronger price momentum shift. So for example, RSI is considered overbought when above 70, and it is considered oversold when below 30. All right. So now let's go ahead and continue with the program now that we have this understanding. So in this cell, I'm going to import the libraries that I plan on using throughout the program. So I'm going to import pandas as PD. I'm going to import numpy as np, and I'm going to import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and then I'm going to get the plotted style. So I'm going to type plt.style.use, and I'm going to use the 538 style. And then I'm going to run this cell by clicking this button here to the left. Okay, so just give it some time. All right, so it looks good. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a new cell. And in this cell, I'm going to load the data. So from google.colab, I'm going to import files. And I'm going to create a variable called uploaded and set it equal to files.upload. And let's go ahead and run this cell. All right, now I can click on choose files, and then I'm going to choose that fb.csv file to upload. So I'm going to click open, and that file is done uploading. All right, so let's go ahead and create a new cell. In this cell, I want to store the data. So I'm just going to create a variable called fb and set it equal to pd.read_csv. And it's going to read in the fb.csv file. And then I kind of want to show the file, or at least show the data. So let's show the data. So just type fb and let's run this. And now we can see the data that's in that file, and we can see that it has the date column, an open price column, high price column, low price column, closed price column, adjusted close price column, and volume column. And the date ranges from 5/20/2019 all the way to 5/20/2020, and it has 254 rows of data and 7 columns. All right. So also I can see these indices here to the left, so I'm going to change that right now. Let's go ahead and create a new cell. And in this cell, I'm going to make the indices the date instead of these numbers. So I'm going to put, we're going to set the date as the index for the data. All right. So just type FB and set it equal to FB.set_index, and then type PD.dateTime_index. All right. And then we have to put in the index. So that's going to be FB from the date column dot values. All right. And then I'm going to just show this new data was really the same data with the new index. So just type FB and let's go ahead and run this. So now we can see that the index has changed to what was in the date column. All right, so let's go ahead and create a new cell. And now I want to visually show the price. So let's create the plot. So just type plt.figure and let's give our figure a figure size. So I'm going to set the figure size equal to 12.2 by 4.5, And then let's plot the data. So just type plt.plot, and we're going to input the indices of fb.index, and then we're going to input the value. So that's FB adjusted close price. And let's go ahead and give it a label. So I'm going to set the label equal to adjusted close price. Okay. Next, I'm going to give the plot a title. So just type plt.title, and I will call it the adjusted close price history. All right. And let's go ahead and give the x-axis a label. So just type plt.xlabel, and I'm going to say it's May 20, 2019 to May 20, 2020. All right, so that would be the x-axis label. And you know what? Let's go ahead and give it a font size as well. So the font size will be equal to 18. And let's give the y-axis a label. So just type plt.ylabel. And I'm going to call it adjusted close price USD. And let's give it a little $sign. And I think that looks good. So actually, let me go ahead and give it a font size as well. So the font size will be equal to 18. And now let's go ahead and show the plot. So just type plt.show, and let's run this. All right, and now we can see the adjusted close price visually from May 20, 2019 to May 20, 2020. All right, so that looks really good. Let's go ahead and create a new cell. And now I want to start preparing the data. So we're going to prepare the data to calculate the RSI. So first thing that I need to do is I need to get the difference in price. And let me make sure I spell difference properly. So we're going to get the difference in price. So I'm going to create a variable called delta, which usually stands for change or difference. And I'm going to set it equal to FB. And we're going to put in the adjusted close price, and then put dot diff, and we're going to input the value 1 because I want to get the difference in price from the previous day. All right, so let me go ahead and put that in comments as well. Get the difference in price from the previous day. Okay. All right, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and take a look at delta. So just type delta there, and let's run the cell. And now we can see the difference in price from the previous day. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new cell, and I see that this delta variable has a NaN value, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. So here we're going to get rid of NaN. All right, so just set delta equal to delta dot drop NA, and then let's go ahead and print delta. So let's run this. All right, and now we can see that that NaN value is gone. So let's create a new cell now that we have delta, and I want to get the positive gains, and I'm going to call it up, and I want to get the negative gains, and I'm going to call it down. All right, so let's create a variable called up and set it equal to delta dot copy, and let's create a variable called down and set it equal to delta dot copy. All right. Next, I want to get only the positive values in delta. So up, or at least the positive values in up. So up will be equal to 0 for any values in up that are less than 0. All right, so for any values in up, if they're less than 0, then we're going to set them equal to 0. All right, and now I'm going to do something similar for down. So for values in down that are greater than 0, so they're positive, I'm going to set those values equal to 0. So now up only contains positive values and down only contains negative values. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and run the cell, and let's create a new cell here. And now I want to get the time period. All right, so the RSI is most typically used on a 14-day time period. Therefore, I'm going to create a variable called period and set it equal to 14 as well. All right, now I'm going to calculate the average gain and the average loss. All right, so I'm going to create a variable called avg underscore gain, and I'm going to set it equal to up dot rolling, and we're going to give it a window equal to the period, and I want the mean. All right, and I'm going to do something similar for the loss, so just type avg underscore loss, which will be the variable that will hold the average loss, and we'll set it equal to down dot rolling with a window equal to period, and I want its mean. Okay, now for the average loss, they're going to be negative values, so let's get the absolute value of that, of all of this here. Okay, so now we're not getting just negative values, right? Okay, so that looks really good. Let's go ahead and run this. Let's create a new cell, and now we can calculate the RSI. But first, before we do that, we need to calculate the relative strength, or RS. All right, so I'm gonna create a variable called RS, and I'm gonna set it equal to the average gain divided by the average loss. All right, so that's the calculated relative strength. And now I can calculate the relative strength index, or RSI. So I'm going to create a variable called RSI, and I'm going to set it equal to 100.0 minus 100.0 divided by 1.0 plus RS. Okay, and that should compute the RSI. So let's go ahead and run this, and let's create a new cell. All right, so that looks good. So now I have the RSI. Let's go ahead and show the RSI visually. So just type plt dot figure, and we're going to give the figure a figure size. So I'm going to set the figure size equal to 12.2 by 4.5. And then I want to plot the RSI. So just type RSI dot plot. And then I want to show the plot. So I'm just going to type plt dot show. And let's go ahead and run this. Okay. And now we can see the relative strength index visually. Okay. So that looks really good. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it all together and then kind of analyze the RSI with the indicators and with the price of the stock to see when was a good time to buy and when was a good time to sell the stock. All right, so we're just going to do just a little bit of analysis. So let's go ahead and create a new cell. And again, I'm going to put it all together. Okay, so I'm going to create a new data frame. So I'm going to create a variable called new underscore df, and I'm going to set it equal to p dot data frame. All right, so that's our new data frame, and I'm going to give new df a column called adjusted close price, and I'm going to set it equal to fb adjusted close price. Okay, and it's going to have one other column as well, the RSI column. So let's create that column now. So new underscore df RSI column will be equal to RSI. All right, that looks good. Let's go ahead and print new underscore df. So let's run this. All right, and now we can see this new data frame. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new cell, and let's visually show the adjusted close price and RSI. So first thing that I need to do is I need to plot the adjusted close price. All right, so just type plt dot figure, and we're going to give the figure a figure size. So I'm going to set it equal to 12.2 by 4.5, and let's plot the data. So just type plt dot plot new underscore df dot index, And then let's put in the values. So that's new underscore DF. That's the adjusted close price. Adjusted close price values. All right. And let's give the plot a title. So just type plt.title and it will be adjusted close price history. And then type plt.show. All right. And you know what? Let's go ahead and give it a legend as well. So I'm just going to type plt.legend and I'm going to put in new underscore df dot columns dot values and make the location equal to the upper left part of the plot. All right, so that looks good. Next, I'm going to plot the corresponding RSI values and the significant levels. All right, so just type plt dot figure and we're gonna give the figure a figure size. So I'm gonna set it equal again to 12.2 by 4.5 and I'm gonna give the plot a title. So type plt dot title and this will be the RSI plot. Okay, and next I'm going to plot the data. So just type plt dot plot new underscore df dot index, and then I need to plot the values. So new underscore df. I want the values from RSI, so that's the RSI column, and that looks good. All right. Now let's go ahead and plot those significant level indicators. So just type plt dot x hline and I'm going to input the number 0 and then give this a line style. So the line style will be equal to dash dash and I'm going to set alpha equal to 0.5 and let's give it a color. So the color will be gray. All right. And I'm going to need to copy this about I think about 7 more times. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I meant to say copy and paste about 7 more times, right? Copy it 1 time, paste it 7 times. All right. Now the reason for this is because I'm going to be using all of the indicators to see where the RSI values lie. So this here will be the number 10. This here will be 100. Here will be 90. Here will be 20. I'll put 80 here, 30 here, and 70 here. Okay, and then let's change the colors. So I'm gonna make this color orange, and I'll make this color orange, and then I'm gonna make this color green, and I'm gonna make this color green, and then I'm gonna make the last 2 colors red. Okay, and then I'm just gonna type plt.show to show the plot, and hopefully there are no errors. Let's go ahead and run this. All right, that looks really nice. Okay, so now I can begin my analysis of the RSI values. So below here we have the RSI plot, and above here we have the adjusted close price for the Facebook stock. All right, now if you look right around here, somewhere in March 2020, it looks like the RSI value dips below the 20 indicator. All right, the 20 significant level, and this tells us that the stock was oversold and presents a buying opportunity for an investor. And now if we look up around March 2020, I guess it's somewhere probably around this area, it looks like it would have been a good time to buy the stock, because afterwards we can see that the price just shot up. So it looks like, you know, if you had followed this indicator here, you would have bought the stock somewhere around, I'm guessing 160 USD. So somewhere around there. And then of course in the future, we can see that the price jumped to 220 USD in May. All right, so you would have made about a $60 profit per share. So that's pretty interesting. Now let's take another look at the indicator. So somewhere between January 2020 and March 2020, it looks like the stock was being overbought. So we can see that when the RSI value passes the 80 level significant indicator. All right. So we can see that right around here. And now if we take a look at the price between these two dates, between January 2020 and March 2020, let's look up. We can indeed see that the prices were pretty high, pretty much the highest that they were within this data set before making this significant drop here between March 2020 and May 2020. And so indeed, it looks like right around here would have been a good time to sell your stock, just like the indicator is showing here. All right, because the price dropped. So you would have saved some money uh, from selling here, and you would have made some money from buying around here. Okay, so that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. Informative. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and leave comments if you have any questions. If I don't get to them, maybe other people will. Don't forget to become a subscriber to my channel. And also, if you found this video helpful, please share it. Maybe others will find it helpful as well. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.